Good evening, wrestling fans, and it's Monday night. It's a little past 7 p.m., so you know what time it is. It's time for this week's edition of AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Hi, everyone. I'm Mad Matt Carter, being joined by Commissioner Rick Diesel so far. Don't know who else is going to jump in on the program. Might have a run-in by Justin Flash. I hear that would be pretty cool, as Justin Flash is going to be making an appearance at Deal with the Steel this weekend. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. We are only 6 days away at the time of this recording on August 15th from Deal with the Steel. Oh, man. And it is started in 1997. So this is the 25th anniversary, I believe.
25th.
If my numbers are right. And I'm not real strong at math, so generally they aren't. But yeah, I got this one. 25th anniversary, says Rick Diesel. And
God, yes. Can you believe it, Matt? 25 years.
Oh man, and you know, it started way back in Stewart, Virginia in 1997 with the old wooden cage.
Yes.
Which, you know, held up remarkably well for that show. Then we went to 98, and that's when we got the new cage that had
that was that was the awesome cage.
That
you
was.
Know what I'm saying? So,
but man, I seen an even awesomer cage yesterday. I hate that we were sworn to not release the you don't want me to say anything. I don't want nothing. I can't say anything about it. Okay. All I can tell you, fans,
it's a beast.
If you come to Deal with the Steel this year, you are going to see a wrestling steel cage unlike anything you have ever seen. I mean, it is absolutely incredible, and that's all I'm going to tell you about it. It's just incredible. And when you walk in the building that night, you're going to be like, whoa, baby, they are not playing. So, yes, it is a beast to say the very least. So how are you this week, Rick Diesel?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I wasn't able to be with you from my little studio or whatever here last week because we was doing the fair with the food trailers. But now this week, I'm back in the saddle, back with you, man. Feeling good. We are... Like I said, we're less than a week away from Deal with the Steel, the big one, final tour of the Rock and Roll Express. It's going to be a huge, huge show. Tickets are selling. It's, like I said, 25 years. This one show has lasted longer than most organizations have.
Most indie promotions,
most indie promotions don't even last about half as long as this show has. This one show.
Mm-hmm. I would say the only one that really comes to mind as far as an indie promotion that stood the test of time, like the AIWF, would probably be Ring of Honor, because they started up in like around 2000, right? And they kind of, they closed
when
up.
When did they peter out there? They had lasted about 10 years, didn't it?
Well, they're still in business now, but
they've been revitalized with a new owner, but you know what I'm saying? Continuously.
Yeah, they shut down for a couple of years during the pandemic. So,
and then they just ceased operations. If Tony Khan hadn't started them back up, they'd be dead in the water right now.
Yeah, that's a shame too. And they're only running pay-per-views. But good God, Tony. With all that money, could you hire inside baseball here? Hire a couple of bookers to book that and put it, make a regular weekly internet TV show out there. It's a lot of talent out there, man, that could be featured on that program.
Well, Ring of Honor had got pretty dismal near the end. Was they running one building somewhere, basically?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they came to Concord and ran the Cabarrus Civic Center for internet pay-per-view a couple of times. Jinky and I went out there one Sunday night to watch it, but they closed.
Don't get me wrong, Ring of Honor was good.
Mm-hmm.
They just, I don't know. They just, I guess when AEW started up and basically stole all their decent talent. And then I think Impact raided them a couple of times. I think they just lost their drive.
Yeah, it kind of hurt them. And another promotion too, I think it suffered from AEW starting up was Billy Corgan's NWA. Down in Atlanta. I think they made a couple of missteps with that. Honestly, number one, firing Cornette, when they could have just edited that joke out. And number two, which it wouldn't, he told the same joke in the Crockett's back in the 80s. And
it's wrestling.
Yeah.
God bless. It's supposed to be controversial.
Yeah.
You know?
I think they made a mistake with that. And then they also made a mistake when they set up the weekly show on Fight and you had to pay for it. It was, and now granted, it was only $5 a month, but come on, you'd been giving us the show for free for 2 years. And I know that made me lose interest, and I have not got back into it since then.
That was a financial thing for Billy Corgan anyhow, because evidently that he put so much money in the NWA, he had to go back out to touring.
Yeah, he did another tour, and we.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta make some money. Rents due.
Yeah, well, you know what was funny? He was like, they were talking on stage at the show that we went to. He was talking to his guitar player, and he was like, "How long have we been together?" And the guy was like, "We started playing together in 1987." And I was just like, "Wow, what a long time!" You know, that band's been together too. And I was like, "Yeah, you're making everybody in the audience."
Were they wearing dresses?
Billy was wearing his Nosferatu gimmick, you know,
big long coat looking thing.
Yeah, and it was like
a duster with double buttons.
Yeah, it was like 95 degrees and high humidity, and by God, he wore it the whole show. He's a tough bastard. And his lead guitar player wore one of them. He was dressed normally, but he had like one of those sequin jackets like Bobby the Brain Heenan used to wear, right, with all the bright colors on it. And he wore that thing the entire show. And I told my wife, I was like, man, those are some pros right there, man. They kept their costumes on no matter how tough it got.
I know back in the late 90s, I guess it was. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was late 90s. I got talked into going to a Smashing Pumpkins concert at the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia.
In Virginia, yeah, I know that very well.
With Brian Danzig and somebody else. I think maybe Daniel might have been there. And that was the most uncomfortable I've ever been at a concert. I never told these guys this, never. So when they watch this, they're going to learn something that I think Chris Wyndham went with us.
Yeah.
Anyway, we rode up there, and that was the most uncomfortable I have ever been at a concert in my entire life. There's some band called Red Meat opened up for them. And I ended up back next to the concession stand, sitting on a set of steps, because I've never been in a room with that many men wearing dresses. It's like RuPaul's Drag Race in there, man. I mean, you know, I'm not talking, you know, men that want to be women. I'm talking about men with tattoos.
Yeah.
And they look like bikers and big old beards. And they was walking around with these flowery granny dresses and combat boots on. And I'm like, there's a raping getting ready to happen. And I'm putting my ass on them steps right over there where it can be protected.
But so, you know, wasn't that a thing? Wasn't that a thing back in the late 90s though? A lot of guys
with those new age grungy bands. Them. And now there was one of those bands that was like that I really liked. And it was called Cold Chamber. And they was
them.
God bless, they were so good. But they had that whole dress fetish too. So I would have never went and seen them in concert, but I liked their music.
Yeah.
But I that kind of, after that night, I kind of like really just kind of shied away from anything Smashing Pumpkins, Pumpkin Spice, Halloween. I mean, I was you know what I'm saying? Anything pumpkin-y kind of made me nervous after that concert, because there was a lot of men wearing dresses. And I mean, like I said, it wasn't like transvestite men. It was big, burly, macho dudes that could barely fit in this flowery granny dress, walking around with combat boots and the sleeves cut out. And I was like, this is just bizarre. And I was very uncomfortable. I was so out of place there.
Yeah.
I never told those guys that.
I saw a little bit of that when we went to see them, you know, last year, but not much. I mean, I think everybody that was around in their younger days that might have been participating in the dress wearing and all that kind of stuff had kind of grown out of it, you know, and everybody, and plus it was during the middle of the week. So everybody just came after they got off work and didn't have time to put any dress and lipstick on or anything like that. So, you know, But yeah, I actually saw Edge there, the WWE wrestler Edge. He was there. And what was funny is like I was like thinking, man, I'm not gonna hassle this guy, but I gotta let nobody's paying any attention to him. I gotta let him know there's one wrestling fan here. And so as I'm walking back to my seat from concession stand, got my drink in my hand, and I look over and he's there fooling with his phone, and I just went, "Hey man, I'm a big fan," like that. And he looked up and said, "Thanks, man," and went right back to his phone.
He wasn't wearing none of Beth Phoenix dresses, was he?
No, he was wearing a pair of blue jeans and a light jacket because it was quite warm that night. I don't even know why he needed the jacket, but anyway, that was the time I met Edge, and so I was very happy with that. I didn't feel like I'd bothered the poor man outside of work. So anyway, Justin Flash has joined us. Welcome, Justin Flash. You've been a part of many Deal with the Steels throughout the years, and you're going to be part of this one, the big 25th anniversary. How you feeling? And do we know anything about your opponent or anything like that you can tell us?
The only thing I've heard is what you mentioned, I think a couple of weeks ago, that you heard a rumor that it might be against a fella named Jay Malachi.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I haven't heard anything else. I haven't seen anything confirmed. I'm still just awaiting to show up Saturday and see what it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, if it is against Jay Malachi, I'm looking forward to that. That would be worth the price of admission alone. But you're not just getting that match, folks. You're going to get a lot more than that. And we're going to get to talking about that as we move through. Justin Flash, before I get into the slideshow, because I got to start reading commercial ads and stuff like that, and I don't want to run the listeners off too fast. But I promise I'll try to get through them quick. I want to give people what they paid for, but I don't want to linger too long. I don't want like this to be a Conrad Thompson podcast. No offense, Conrad, but those commercials are getting to the point now. Like, come on, brother. But anyway, so thinking about all the Deal with the Steels you've participated in the past, do you have one that really sticks out in your mind more than the others, or one that was more special to you maybe than the others?
It would have to be winning the Money in the Piggy Bank match back-to-back years. That moment right there was probably one of my top moments in AIWF, next to winning the heavyweight title.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty memorable. It's very rare for somebody to go into that type of match, especially back-to-back years, and actually come out on top. Mm-hmm. So that's something I'll carry to my grave all the way.
Yeah.
You cashed in one of those that same night, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for the Southeastern title the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Came off the top of the cage.
Off the top of the cage. I remember that.
I can't even remember who it was against.
JD Anderson.
JD Anderson, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if anybody deserved to be jumped on from the top of the cage, it was JD Anderson. Hey,
I remember I wrestled Brian Danzig in a cage, but I can't remember if that was Deal with the Steel or just a cage match.
Yeah, I think it was just a cage match.
Yeah, I remember some of them, but I took a few knocks in those cages, so I can't remember them, but so clearly.
Yeah. They were Brian's not going to be able to join us tonight. He, for those of you who don't know, and I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for saying this, he's a member of a rock band from Winston-Salem called the Scott Leftwich and the Artarians. And what's funny about that, it's not funny. He's been with them for years,
but back when they was Hemisphere.
Yeah. Oh man, that's going way back right there. And Scott, let me just, he hadn't given me any money, but he's got one of the coolest arcades in the bottom of his house, an 80s throwback arcade. You can actually go there and play the games. It's pretty cool. But anyway, the reason I brought that up was, it's funny. When I was out in LA, I found this rock station while we were on vacation out there that I just loved, man. They played old song, new song, old song, new song. So you get the new alt rock stuff along with the classic rock stuff. It was really good. I really enjoyed the station. And get home a week later, and there's a link on my Facebook, and you can hear Brian and Scott and the rest of the band. They were featured on that radio station. They have a segment every week where they bring on, independent bands and play their music and let people call in and say what they like or they didn't like about the songs. And they played 2 of their songs, and they did not get one negative comment from any of the callers that called in. And these people are in LA, right? So that's what like rock and roll is seen as centered. So they've heard a lot of good music and they've heard a lot of crap. and for them to take calls for like 20 or 30 minutes and nobody have anything bad to say about the band, I thought that was really
What was the
great.
radio station? Maybe they have it archived.
I'll have to look. I was like 104, somewhere around it, 103, 104, somewhere around there. If I heard the name, I could probably pick it out. But it's on Scott's Facebook page. So if you scroll back far enough on there, he's got a link on his Facebook page there.
Hey, Joshua Bowman's listening out of Pilot.
Hey, Josh.
Gerald Hicks is listening somewhere, but for some reason he thinks that Commissioner Dave would look good in a dress. Not sure.
I've never seen Commissioner Dave in a dress. I was in a dress one time, but according to Dr. Bill Payton, I had that coming. So, but he always said that when I got run over. But anyway, I guess we should go ahead and get into the slideshow here. Let me see here. For those of you listening on podcasts, just bear with me. It's just part of what we do here. I was given advice at one of our shows a couple of months ago, maybe a month ago now, that I should have more movement on the screen. And I totally
personally.
No, I think like just like action,
dancing?
like wrestling action in general.
Oh.
And it was funny because we have a producer that could provide me that kind of stuff.
Lazy bastard.
But he didn't get. Oh, wait a minute. That was the same motherfucker that said it to me. Oh,
okay.
Anyway,
talking about me.
No, I was talking about Kevin Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So I love you, champ, and the only reason I try is because I care. But anyway,
so what is he saying? Maybe we should have like matches playing in the background while we're talking.
Yeah, something like that. And I totally agree. All you got to do is send them to me, man. You know, I'm not gonna give the website out over the air, but we got a method of doing that. So, you know, if you want to send
maybe
me
I could get off my lazy backside and send you some old stuff too. You know, I got the archives.
Yeah, I've got two in the can that I wanted to do special broadcasts of. I got one match of Adam Page when he first started wrestling, and I've got the Bravados in a match when they defended the AIWF tag team title in front of a record-breaking crowd of about 13 people in Ron St. West, Virginia. That's a funny story about.
Look at Flash when you say Adam Page. We watch him glow.
Yeah.
We all know why.
Oh boy.
Look, when I went to that Battle of the Belts thing they had in Charlotte, Flash, when Adam came out at the end for the 6-man tag, when he crawled up in the ring, I looked at my wife and I was like, look, it's little Adam Page. Yes, like he's main event in a big house, like here, right here in Charlotte. That is so cool, you know.
How many times we watch him and Justin Flash running damn drills and stuff in the ring as Mr. Flash took Mr. Page under his wing. I'll say it. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I'm so happy how far he's gone with this. I wish I would have had that drive and determination to take myself even further, but
yeah,
I'm so proud and happy for him. And I go back on YouTube every now and then and watch our old matches just to reminisce and think of the good old days. And I just hope he keeps doing even greater things.
I hope he does too.
I just wish every once in a while he would say, you know what? I learned a lot of stuff from that certain dude.
Yeah. That would be cool. I mean, I understand, but you know, we don't know really, those of us sitting on the outside, what kind of sacrifices Adam had to make to be there.
Yeah.
But we know that, I know for a fact that for the last 10 damn years, when you'd be scrolling through social media looking at independent shows, you would see him on posters like all over the country. And I remember thinking, God almighty, man, how does he keep up this schedule? You know, and then when he went into AEW, when they said they had signed him on there and I saw him on TV there, I was like, okay, I'm not surprised. You know, he really put wrestling before anything else in his life. I really believe.
Well, it hit for him when he joined the Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
When they took him into the Bullet Club, that's when it took off for him.
Yeah. Well, you know, Adam,
he was with the right people at the right time when that happened.
Yeah. Well, hey, Adam, if you're out there, it's good to see a Virginia boy make good, and I hope you make so much money your grandkids don't have to work, brother. I really do, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. All right, so let me read this real quick. At AIWF, we are putting a headlock on high advertising prices. That's right. For $10 a week, you can get a 30-second to 1-minute read on this program, which is not only broadcast here on Facebook Live, but on YouTube and across all your favorite podcast platforms. $10 a month for an audio read, or we can do you a video commercial for $30 a month as well. We have weekly rates, but honestly, the monthly rates are better. Across all these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, we'll put your ads everywhere. Also on our Roku channel. You can reach out to us at AIWF20@hotmail.com, or you can reach out to me directly through Facebook Messenger is about the best way, or shoot me a direct message on Instagram at AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. Rick Diesel, I don't know, are the phone lines available and open this week?
Yes, but as always, the phone lines are available. But as always, people have more fun on the Facebook. So.
Oh yeah. So are you monitoring that chat for me? Because I got both screens full. I can't see it.
Yes, I am. It's
All
mostly
right.
people right now is on there talking about Deal with Steel coming up. And people are excited about that. And by the way, if anybody wants a link to the Zoom, you do have to go through Matt Carter to do that. I cannot send it to you without his permission. It's his show.
Yep, I've been putting Charlie, and I keep this thing on lock, man, because we've had a couple of unruly guests on here, and I'm not gonna allow just anybody to come on here. So anyway, the number 336-429-2338. If you're watching live, it is 7:25 in the East on August 15th. If you want to give us a call at AIWF Ringside Wrestling, 336-429-2338. You can talk to myself, Rick Diesel, and Justin Flash about anything you want to that's wrestling related. All right, real quick, folks, just want to remind everybody that this message is being brought to you by referee Bill Pauley, and he is sponsoring this company because he's been disabled. He was told his whole life he couldn't do things. Now he still has learning disabilities since he was a kid. His dream was to be in the wrestling business for 14 years. He said, I've done everything in the wrestling business. Now I'm starting over as a referee to show my son that is disabled and others who are disabled as well, that they can live their dreams, whatever it may be. So he is sponsoring this, basically a PSA ad, and we're featuring right now arcnc.org. That's arcnc.org, and they are a website that helps support people with disabilities. If you have a disability yourself, or you know someone with a disability that might need some type of assistance, be it educational or financial or anything, you can go to this website. They do a lot of great work, and we invite you to check them out. It's arcnc.org, arcnc.org, for more information to help folks with disabilities. All right, and you can find us on Instagram and reach out to me directly, AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. That's AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling on Instagram. The Instagram pages have been growing by leaps and bounds, and we certainly thank everyone for their support over there on Instagram. It's absolutely fabulous. So thank you. Got a lot of great facial expressions and reaction from this last week. Might be one of the 10 years from now, people are going to look at the archive of this show last week and see Brian Danzig's jaw hit his desk when I put this on the screen. Ric Flair's last match too. One last time again. Ric Flair versus Nick Gage. You like that, Justin Flash?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty humorous. It's funny because I just seen that on Facebook like prior to watching the show last week. And when you posted it up, I wasn't surprised to see it on there.
Yeah, I just happened to catch that probably about 15 minutes before showtime, and that's why great. I think maybe Darren sent it to me or somebody, but anyway. So look, guys, speaking of Deal with the Steel, check this out. Here's the website that you can go to buy tickets, advance tickets if you want. It's brownpapertickets.com, event/event/5514990, or brownpapertickets.com/event/5515848. I'll give you those websites again here in a second for those of you listening on audio, but we're looking, if you're watching the video portion of the program, Rick Diesel, the section B is only 2 seats in the corner on the last row away from me. It's sold out.
Everybody wants to know about that entrance. That's where the wrestlers come out. That's always the first one to go.
Mm-hmm.
the section A is going pretty quick though.
Yeah, it is. It is. People like those aisle seats. I know that for a fact.
Yes.
You know, I like them when I go to like auto racing and stuff like that. So yeah, the owl seats are always the most popular. But again, it's brownpapertickets.com/event/551490 or brownpapertickets.com/event/55158848 for your advance tickets to deal with the steel. Rick Diesel, there's something special about getting advance tickets. You want to tell the fans what that is?
Early entry,
Yeah.
especially for these bleacher seats up here. What it is if you buy your tickets online, the doors will be opening. I think it's like 20 to 30 minutes early. You get early access to the Rock and Roll Express. And if for the people in bleacher seats, now those are just random seats that's selling. There has been a few of them that's actually sold. And they will get to come in and pick, which there's not a bad seat in this building nowhere.
No, it's not.
But the people with and that's getting into the building now. Everybody knows that the kickball thing has popped back up again. So, but anything you do before that building opens, that building will be closed down tight, and only certain people will be allowed inside the building. But until the doors open for the fans, and once they open for the fans, they will open early for anybody who has bought their tickets online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I'm telling you, folks, wait till you see the cage. Oh my goodness, it is fantastic. All right, so there you go, brownpapertickets.com. Get those advance tickets, and we are just days away. Here it is, Deal with the Steel, the 25th anniversary coming up. Lots of exciting action to talk about. The Rock and Roll Express wrestling their last match in Mount Airy as they do their farewell tour. They'll be taking on Matt Houston and Lewis Moore, is that right?
Yes, the Mid-Atlantic Outlaws.
The Mid-Atlantic Outlaws.
They drew the short straw.
Oh, I can always remember Lewis because he was TV champion for so long, but I don't see his partner as much, and so sometimes I struggle with his name. But yeah, so Matt Houston and Lewis Moore will be here, the Mid-Atlantic Outlaws, to take on the Rock and Roll Express, plus lots more.
Man, you know, my imagination running wild with this cage thing, because I got to get in there and participate in that thing. So I'm like, what am I walking into?
It's interesting. It's there has been some modifications to the cage. Mickey Fulp seen it, and Mickey Fulp went, damn. So I mean, it's not a major modification, but I mean, it's enough to make it special.
Yeah, don't worry, Justin. There's no trip wires or hand grenades or nothing like that in there. It's
I'm not worried. I mean, I've gone into many things blind and just dealt with it. I'll deal with this just as I deal with anything. Deal with the steel, as they call it.
Yeah. Oh, I think you'll be able to adapt this to your style very well.
Very quickly.
Yes.
I'll make do.
But like you were saying, Matt, there's so much going on. This poster is nothing compared to the I mean, this is just the people in the basically three main events.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this card is stacked other than what you see on this poster right here. Yep. It's huge.
And we've got some surprises. I'm being forced to be quiet about what I know, but what fans, I got to tell you, it's going to be freaking fantastic. And of course, this poster right here.
I'm so getting one of those shirts. I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that shirt. Absolutely love it.
Oh, if you're talking about the some of the stuff that you got sent, Matt,
mm-hmm.
the Hall of Fame stuff, you can announce.
Oh yeah, I'm going to. I got that.
Okay, all right. I thought maybe you thought you're supposed to be quiet about that. No, you can announce that tonight. That's
okay. All right. So I know I'm supposed to be quiet about the cage and some of the matches, but but yeah, and believe me, it's tough, guys, because when I hear about a good match, I just want to be like, scream it to the hills, like, hey, look what we got. But got to come to the show to see it, ladies and gentlemen. You got to. And of course, real quick, this old picture of Ty Tyson that's been circulating, and he said he'd be willing to go through this again to get even with Jack for attacking his daughter, Rose Tyson, which, And that is a deeply personal situation all the way around. And you know, Rose Tyson, all the Fighters Club is going to be in the ring this Saturday night. I hope she stays away from ringside. I just think
at some point they're all going to be locked in that cage with this man.
Yeah.
And he's going to have backup.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to be pretty, that's for sure.
No.
That picture is scary, but I was there the night that he got that fork scar in his head, and that looks nothing compared to how he looked that night.
Oh yeah, he almost bled out in the dressing room that night. I
pass out
remember that.
That was a rough night.
Yeah.
That was like my second or third show back after I took my hiatus to get married, and I almost watched a man die that night. And I was just like, holy crap.
Bleeding from every which way and still out there kicking ass.
Yeah, that was incredible. Absolutely incredible. But anyway, Ty Tyson is going to be ready to get the big revenge come this Saturday night. But don't sleep on the Fighters Club, man. They are clever, dastardly, skullduggery, any of those words that you want to use to describe them. They are a dangerous group, so it's not going to be easy. But also the Fighters Club has Smiling Diamond Dave going into the cage with them.
I feel like that's the weak link. And I'm not throwing off on Dave. He's a tough dude. I've been in the ring with him. He's been around for a long time.
Right.
But I mean, if there's a weak link in that team, it would be Smiling Diamond Dave. And if there's a weak link on Ty's side, I would have to say Ryan Mantis. And not because of, like, once again, not anything against Ryan Mantis. It's just he's never been in there with these guys. He don't know these guys the way they know each other. So they can, if there's somebody that can get caught off guard, it would be him. That's my two picks for the weak links on the team.
And that's why I'd like to see Rose Tyson stay away from the cage during the match, because even though they're all going to be locked in that cage, AIWF Mid-Atlantic Women's Champion Clara is going to be at ringside, and she has shown many times that she will snatch up Rose Tyson, and man or woman, beast or mammal or anything. I'm trying to do that old Billy Graham promo where I just name off a bunch of animals. She don't care. Claire will fight anybody, anything, anywhere, anytime. Yes. So it's not going to be safe at ringside. So hopefully Rose Tyson will stay away. That's just my two cents.
Joshua's wanting to know where Diamond Dave is tonight. Have you heard anything about why he's not joined us?
He is on the road and on his way to Naperville, Illinois, and is not going to be able to join us tonight. He's got a long, hard road ahead of him right now.
Well, Joshua seems to think he's hiding under a rock somewhere.
Well, he might be, but he called me up earlier and said he wasn't going to be able to make it. So thank you, Josh, for chiming in. Where is Josh reaching out to us from? Does it say?
I do not. If he said, it's done disappeared in the comments. So
okay.
Maybe he'll
Pilot Mountain.
Pilot Mountain. Okay.
He said watching from Pilot Mountain.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Josh. Hope to see you up there, man. Again, the number, if you want to call in, it is 37 past the hour on Monday night, August 15th, 336-429-2338, 336-429-2338. And if you're watching on YouTube or listening on podcast in the archives, we do the show every Monday night live at 7:00 or a few minutes thereafter on the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Facebook page. So you can join us there, but we certainly appreciate you watching us on YouTube or listening to podcasts. And if you could, please do me a big favor. Hit the 5-star rating on podcast, whether it's Apple, Spotify, whatever. And if you are watching us on YouTube on the AIWF Ringside Wrestling channel, please like and subscribe and ring the bell. It really, really, really helps out the show. And so thank you for all your support. All right, the Top Gun tournament coming to a head this weekend. The finals are here. It's 4 promotions that got together. Something that I say it every week. I never would have dreamed would happen in the Indies. 4 promotions got together to hold a tournament, and we're down to the finals. And here is the finals. Alex Bryant against Playa, ladies and gentlemen. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
It's the youngster versus a veteran. Playa's been around a long time. He was He's a graduate from the Myrtle Beach AIWF Academy.
I was thinking I remember him from C4W.
Yeah, from C4W. He's a graduate from there. So he's been with the AIWF since the day he started, basically.
Yep.
Alex Bryant's young. He comes out of the Nightstick Eddie Brown crew out of Ring Wars Carolina. So he's no stranger to fighting. He's no stranger to being in the ring with anybody. And they put him through the ringer down there. So it's going to be a hell of a match. That's all I can say, because both these guys are ready. The trophy is almost as big as both of them. So I mean, it's going to be, this is the very first one. So this one is going to determine whether or not, it's something that we can do next year. So I'm excited about it.
Yep, I am too.
This is a very interesting tournament.
Yeah, and hopefully, if things go well, it'll become an annual thing. And what a big deal for both of these guys to be the guy that won the inaugural tournament. I mean, in 1997, and I know JT Sledge is probably watching this back in Virginia. In 1997, Sledge, did you think 25 years later we'd still be talking about you beating Robert Romer for that light heavyweight title? But here it is, 25 later, and we're doing it. And the same thing could happen here. Whoever wins this match, we might be talking about, I remember way back in 22 when we had the first ever Top Gun tournament, and so it's a big deal. And, along with other matches at Deal with the Steel, absolutely huge. And this one has generated a lot of attention since the announcement of its signing. Kevin Phoenix defends the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship against number one contender Caden Pierre, the man with the most incredible leaping ability I've seen that didn't play basketball in high school. But Kevin Phoenix is going to square off against Caden Pierre for the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Championship coming up this Saturday night. Gentlemen, thoughts, predictions, whatever you want to say.
You know what tells me that Kevin Phoenix is nervous about this match?
What, that he just signed on the Zoom call?
What tells me that Kevin Phoenix is nervous about the outcome of this match is he hasn't recently provided anybody with an updated photo of him in the belt.
Really? Okay. Well, how old's this photo, do you think?
That photo right there is like 3 or 4 months old.
Oh,
at least. And Kevin Phoenix is a photo taker. He is a selfie man.
Yeah.
Especially when he's got a belt.
Yeah.
And ever since, he's just been, there's no new photos of him with a belt, which tells me he's nervous about this match.
I'd be nervous too. Caden Pierre is a dangerous competitor.
Yes.
I mean, he never lost a cruiserweight championship. It was stripped from him.
Right.
And he never has gotten a rematch for that title either. I don't think there's any conspiracy behind that or anything like it. He's had his eyes on other prizes since he came back off his suspension. But, this is his big shot, and Caden Pierre has been with the AIWF now for what, 3 years?
Yes.
And so this is his shot at the big time. I mean, he's already big time. He's one of the most popular wrestlers we've got. When the place goes absolutely bonkers when his music hits and he comes out to the ring, it's just, he's got a lot of momentum on his side. And Justin Flash, what do you think? Your analysis, you've seen both these guys in action before.
Well, I saw Caden's match last week on the Mid-Atlantic Network show on Facebook. And yeah, the guy's got some talent. I wouldn't mind getting a match with him sometime down the road. But personally, when I was at the show last month, I met him in the locker room for the first time ever. Very interesting fellow, but very pleasant guy. So I want to say I kind of want to root for the guy, but I also know what Kevin Phoenix can do in the ring. I've actually been in the ring against Kevin Phoenix, and this is definitely going to be a good match. It's going to be one to watch for sure.
Well, keep in mind, a lot of people don't, this little fact always tends to slip people's mind. Kevin Phoenix is undefeated at Deal with Steel.
Wow, I didn't.
Yeah, I know.
You
I
said
noticed
that
you mentioned
before,
last
but
week.
I keep forgetting it. But yeah. So, and how many victories is that? Kevin Phoenix came to the AIWF in what, 13 or 14, somewhere around there?
He's like 6 or 7-0, maybe.
I'm 7-0.
Yeah.
7-0. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
there he
remember-
is, 7-0.
I told you he's
I don't
Which
seven.
remember
means-
ever
which
losing a
means-
deal with the Steel, but
like I
I can't
said-
say for sure I'm undefeated. But
Yeah.
No new photos of him with the title. He's nervous about the streak.
Oh, there he is. He's on
Oh,
camera now.
that
so we
brought
can
him
see
out of that brought him out of the
darkness.
shadows.
Brought him out of the shadows. All right, champ. Well, you heard the analysis from our panel here. You know, the floor is yours, sir, to address Caden Pierre and your adoring public.
Well, let's address the rumors that people think I'm worried about Caden Pierre just because I haven't provided a new photo with the title. We all know I'm a busy man, and with the deal with the Steel coming up, I've been super busy. So that's why there's not an updated picture. Explain that. But also, Caden Pierre, I'm not worried about Caden Pierre because this is not, as you would say, this is not powder puff football. Okay? This ain't little pink gang wrestling. Okay, this is the AIWF. Okay, one of the most bloodiest, dedicated people are a part of this promotion and have gone in and out of that cage. Okay, so I want you to think: can Caden Pierre? We've seen him. He's great. He's a great athlete. But have we ever seen him as his aggression? Has anybody ever seen Caden Pierre in a cage match? Or if he did have one in the previous years, was it against someone like me? Is it against someone that's undefeated at Deal with the Steel? Is it against someone that's been in Stairway to Hell matches, Money in the Piggy Bank matches? Okay, I've been in almost every single big match that AIWF has to offer, and I've won them at least once. And even though there are people that are undefeated at Deal with the Steel, I am the only one with a record of 7-0. No one has anything higher than that. I am the stepping stone. You want to be the man at Deal with the Steel, you want to make your name known, Caden Pierre is going to have to go through me, and it's not going to be easy.
But you know something, Kevin, that's changed in the last few months is Caden Pierre. Not to say that's dampening your popularity, because I swear you could drop a cow in the ring and slaughter it in Mount Airy and they'd still cheer you. But Caden Pierre's popularity has really increased over the last few months in Mount Airy. I'd say really going back to last year at the fair, it really started picking up momentum. And he's really become a popular wrestler. And, we know Johnny Rep thinks the world of him. All those people that pull for him, back in the day, they're on Caden Pierre's side. All those country boys and girls, man, this Caden Pierre is right up their alley, their type of wrestler. He's just, outgoing, flamboyant, and he's got the crowd behind him. And I think even against you, Kevin Phoenix, you're going to find yourself like a visiting team in football. How do you've got a lot of experience in wrestling over the years. How do you go into a match of this magnitude with a person as skilled as Caden Pierre, and when that crowd is not with you, how do you block that out? Mentally, how do you do that?
I don't block it out. I accept it. I embrace it, because something like that makes me want to shut them up. Makes me want to prove to them that they're cheering for the wrong guy, or they're cheering for the fan favorite, but they're not cheering for the better wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And my goal is to show them I am the better wrestler.
Right. All right. There you have it from Kevin Phoenix. So it goes down this Saturday night, August 20th. Bell time is at 7:30 p.m. You get those tickets at Brown Paper Tickets, or you can walk up and they'll be available at the door. The Rock and Roll Express last match, War Games, this one. For the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title, and of course the finals of the Top Gun tournament, and lots more to come. Let's pay a bill real quick and tell you about our friends at Branch Management. They were our first sponsor here on the Ringside Wrestling program, so they always hold a special place in our heart. They are a tree service and landscaping service that operates in the Mount Airy, Surrey County area of North Carolina. They can help you with branches that are maybe too close to structures, normal pruning, or complete tree removal. They offer very competitive rates and free estimates and are here to serve you. You also may be eligible for a $100 referral bonus. And so all you have to do is give them a call. Now, pay attention, folks. We got a brand new number for branch management for the tree service, a brand new number. So here it is. It is 336-755-8204 for the tree service. That's 336-755-8204. And for the landscaping and pressure washing service, that number is still the same, but it is a separate number. So write this down, if you will. 336-648-2487. That's landscaping, pressure washing, as well as gutter cleaning and just general landscaping issues. 336-648-2487. And do us a big favor and tell them that Ringside Wrestling sent you. They might give you a discount, but they might not. But it's worth a try, right? Okay. Again, for the tree service, 336-755-8204. And for the landscaping, gutter cleaning, and pressure washing, 336-648-2487. Telephone lines are still open, and we're monitoring the Facebook feed. 336-429-2338. 336-429-2338. If you want to be a part of the program. Any other interesting comments that you gentlemen see in the chat? Anybody we need to shout out to that's listening to us tonight?
Well, I just want to say thank you to Joshua for commenting on the mullet I used to have.
Whoa, boy, he's been watching a long time.
Yes, he has.
Oh.
Well, either that or he's been watching stuff on the network. I heard it. Be able to steal 98s on the network now.
It's been on there a while. Yeah.
I hadn't had a chance to go watch it. That was the show that set the pace for Deal with a Steal.
Yes, it did.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, with Brian Danzig and
Terminator
X, no ropes, barbed wire match inside a cage, and my God, Bad Brad making his appearance in a trash can.
Yeah, we were joking on the way to the ring, like, what have they got in that trash can? It looks really heavy, and little did we know. I mean, and he came out of the trash can so fast at the end of that match, like me sitting at ringside, didn't see it on the monitor. I was probably 8 feet away from the cage and didn't see him come. I thought he came out from under the ring. I thought he'd been hiding in there all day.
Well, you know what? Remember, the stipulation of that match is it was a weapons match, and anything you could bring to the ring in that trash can was legal. So the minute Bad Brad come out of that trash can, it was legal 3-on-2.
Yep, it sure was. I remember that stipulation. And I remember thinking at the time of it signing, that's odd. So anything that you can carry to the ring is legal. You can't get anything after the bell rings, but anything you bring in there before. And boy, that was clever. What a great night that was. I actually called that show with a terrible case of the flu that night, but it still sounded great. And thank you, Dr. Bill, if you're out there listening. Thank you for keeping pushing me not to pass out in the floor in a puddle of cold sweat that night, because that was rough, buddy. But anyway, all right. So moving right along. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, let's do a little comprehensive review of who is going into the Hall of Fame this year. First off, let's see. Jenny Jannetty, and Jody Osborne, the Star City Rollers, are going into the Hall of Fame this year for the class of 2022.
Jenny Jannetty got married
I saw that. Congratulations, Jenny.
Yes.
So, yes.
Sorry, she's a married woman now, fellas.
Yeah.
She's
Off the market.
Y'all just got to sit there and bite your damn tongue. Sorry.
Yep. So congratulations, Jenny. I'm really happy for you. I'm looking forward to seeing all three of these guys go into the Hall of Fame. As they came on the scene, man, they were pretty dominant. Justin Flash, you had a lot of run-ins with the Star City Rollers during your time in the AIWF. They were pretty rough and tough tag team.
Yeah, you had to be tough to survive with them guys, because they would go through a lot and just keep coming at you. And then every so often you have to watch your back, because when the referee won't look and Jenny was stepping in and getting in your way, and it was very difficult facing those guys.
Jenny was Clara before Clara was Clara.
Yes.
Jenny would hit anybody. She did not care. And she wasn't afraid to fight a man either. So, yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty tough.
Yes, she was. But let's see. So the Star City Rollers are going in. Also going in the Bad Street Boys, Sweet Daddy, Lamont Steele, or Big Daddy Lamont Steele, and D Nice. The Bad Street Boys caused a lot of problems in the AIWF in the late 90s and early 2000s.
They were so popular.
God, yes, they were.
God,
it was incredible.
Their popularity literally just, myself, Brian Danzig, Daniel Mays, we would lose sleep at night over how popular those guys were. And I mean, maybe we were just jealous. I don't know, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, just people, the girls, I mean, it's like, I mean, you know?
Yeah. The people were crazy about them.
It's almost nauseating.
They were something else. But anyway, they're going into the Hall of Fame as well. Now, here's a tag team, a guy I hadn't seen in a long time, and one guy that I've never met, Jammer from the lovely Toast Beach, North Carolina, and his tag team partner, TNT Justice Incorporated. They were actually the first team announced going into the Hall of Fame.
They were actually the first big fan favorite team ever in the AIWF. And like in 92, 93, they were AIWF originals.
Mhm.
And like I said, they were the first big fan favorite. I mean, they were just, people would just stand in line just to, you know, smack their hands. And we used to make a joke that every time TNT went around the ring, 3 girls got pregnant. Just being close to it.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome, man. And I have heard rumors that TNT still comes to the shows and sits in the crowd every now and then.
I've heard that too, but I'm so busy, you know, I never, and it's been so long since I've seen him. He's going to come up and just smack me and say, look who it is.
Yeah.
But you know how busy I am at shows.
Yeah. But that's all right. We're looking forward to seeing him again. And Jammer and TNT Justice Incorporated going into the AIWF Hall of Fame this year. Now, are you guys ready to find out who the next team? I think there's only maybe 2.
This is it.
We're
saving this one for last. It was a surprise. Actually, this was a team that we had debated on, because we know in the AIWF there's always been a rule, and we break it very rarely, that to make it into the Hall of Fame, you have to be retired from the wrestling business. And that's just always been something that that's what took Bad Street Boys so long to get in, is because Sweet Daddy just wouldn't stop. So, you know, we had to wait on him.
Yeah.
But now we did break the rule with this team. And one of them he's done. That's obvious. He's done. One of them is done, but one of them is not. So there was a lot of debate on whether or not to put this team in. The decision was made like just recently, like in the last few days, to go ahead and do it, simply for the fact that this year we're celebrating tag teams because it's Ricky and Robert's last tour, and they happened to make a stop in the AIWF Mid-Atlantic at Deal to Steel when the Hall of Fame's going on. And so we decided to break the rule for this team and let them in because of the situation, the stipulation that it's being for tag teams. So anytime, Matt.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the next inductees into the 2022 class of the AIWF Hall of Fame are Harlem and Lance, the Bravado Brothers. All right. Yes. And as you well know, Harlem Bravado is in NXT right now. He is still an active wrestler. So now his brother Lance has retired from
a politician now.
He's gotten into politics, which you know what?
Wrong brother. Houston. Lance is WWE.
You sure?
I gotta call.
I'm pretty sure Houston was the older brother, right?
I don't know which one of them was older.
Yeah, Houston's
I know that
older.
Harlem Bravado.
Yeah, Houston's the older brother, so Houston's the one. Houston's the politician.
Yeah, but he was Lance.
Yeah, he was Lance Bravado.
Yeah.
And
what
Lance
was the other
Bravado is the politician.
The one, Harlem Bravado is in
Harlem Bravado.
NXT. Lance
Okay.
Bravado is a politician. Keep up, Kevin.
You know,
And
it's funny.
Houston- my bad.
I would get that confused back in the day because Houston, I would think Houston, so I would think Houston was Harlem, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
That is why for so long when they were with me in the Mid-Atlantic, I just called them Slick and Willie.
Yeah, I remember that. And they
That
came
was
up-
Slick and Willie to me, and they will always be Slick and Willie to me. Damn it.
yeah,
I could never keep them apart.
yeah, but yeah, so yeah, Lance.
I just knew one of them had enough hair for both.
Yeah. But yeah, so Lance is in politics now, and he's actually serving in politics where he can be useful at the local level. So so very, very proud of him for that. And
I'd vote for him if he wasn't out of my district.
Yeah, he's only about 20 minutes away from me where he's his jurisdiction, and I'm hearing a lot of good things about what he's doing down there.
he works in Draper, right? He represents them on like what, the county board for Rockingham County or Eden City Council or something like that, doesn't he?
I think city council for somebody. I'm not sure. I know he's in the Eden area. But
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what his position is.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it by traveling through Eden, but at one time there was actually 3 cities in that small little area, and Draper's one of them, Eden's one of them, and I can't remember what the third one is called. Leakesville, I believe, or Leesville. I'm not sure. So nobody from Rockingham County, don't come after me with hay forks and torches like the end of Frankenstein. But but anyway, yeah. So congratulations.
Cock in your hand.
Yes, that also happened.
Sorry,
in
I had
Rockingham
to
County.
do there.
I've been saving a phone call that was made to Monday Night Live about 15 years ago that I want to play on this show one night about some weird goings on in Reedsville one night about a guy at a car wash, which I can't send it to anybody because the file is locked where I can't share it, but I can play it on this show. I just got to remember to queue it up and do it one week. But anyway, congratulations to the Bravado brothers, the class of 2022, Harlem and Lance Bravado, going into the AIWF Hall of Fame.
It was such a hard decision. I mean, because one of them, like I said, the rule is you need to be retired from wrestling. Well, one of them is, but the other one is like in one of the biggest companies in the world. So that's what made this decision so hard. But the half of them is within the rules. So screw it. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll make an exception anytime.
For
right?
them.
All right, a quick time out to remind you about our friends at Tees Treats. They are a food truck service that operates out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. They are available in most parts of the state, and they can be at multiple locations at the same time. That means they have more than one truck. For those of you in Rio Linda, they have a full menu, including hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, milkshakes, ice cream, and many varieties of funnel cakes, and now feature mini donuts. When it comes to delicious quality as well as reasonable prices, you cannot beat Tees Treats. You can find out more information about Tees Treats at facebook.com/Tees Treats, or you can give them a call at 336-755-8204. That's 336-755-8204. Now, Rick Diesel of Tees Treats has been at the fair for the last couple of weeks, but the fair is over and they are set loose back on the road again. Can you tell us where they're going to be this
now,
week?
they will be at the show this weekend. That's all I know right now. They're taking a break after the fair.
Yeah.
But the main trailer will be at the show for Deal with Steel this weekend. And then I'm not really sure after that. There's some big things coming up. I do know that the big Labor Day 4-day flea market thing they're having at Veterans Park, both trailers are going to be there. 2 trailers are going to be there. And they're going to have wrestling at that.
Oh boy.
Yes, on the, what is it, the 4th? Yes. No, September 3rd.
September 3rd.
It's on a Saturday at like 5 o'clock, I think it is. It's free wrestling at Veterans Park. It's going to be out there in the field next to the road. They're going to set up the bleachers and the ring, and it's going to be free to the public as part of the Labor Day bash celebration, flea market, big thing going on there at Veterans Park.
Wow.
It'll be awesome.
Yes, it is. Always fun time at Veterans Park, man. I tell you what, that park has got something going on almost every weekend, seems like now. It's just absolutely incredible. So, all right, fellas, we're about out of time, but we're coming down at it. It's Deal with the Steel this Saturday night. I'm going to go around the room and remind everybody that we are as well on TikTok all you got to do is search AIWF Mid-Atlantic. Kevin Phoenix, you are the current AIWF Mid-Atlantic champion, so I will start with you. Final thoughts as we head into Deal with the Steel. Anything you want to tell the public?
I feel like I've said enough about my match, but I feel like let's put a little spotlight on the other ones real quick. You've got the 5-way for the Mid-Atlantic TV title. You've got Rock and Roll Express. You've got War Games. You've got Justin Flash in action. Deal with the Steel this year, 25th anniversary, is going to be mega. The floor is almost sold out. It's this year, everybody put their mind together to make this such great thing. We got the kickball returning. So just all around, it's going to be a phenomenal event. I feel like everybody get there early because you don't want to miss one single minute.
Thank you very much, Kevin Phoenix. Who'd like to go next? Rick Diesel, Justin Flash.
Go, Justin.
I'll just say I'm looking forward to Saturday. I mean, I'm always looking forward to getting in the ring, especially now that I'm starting to get back in there on a more regular basis now. Like I said, don't know exactly who my opponent's going to be, but whoever it's going to be, I'm coming in there ready. And, I'm going to do everything I can to walk out there victorious.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, Rick Diesel, final thoughts as we head into Deal with the Steel, the big 25th anniversary. Who'd have thunk it 25 years ago?
I just want to see the expression on everybody's face when they walk in and see the modification to the cage.
Yeah.
No, shut up, Kevin. He's seen it. Shut up, Kevin. You've seen it. Hush.
Yeah. It's been all I can do to keep my mouth shut too. Go ahead.
Take a Snapchat selfie video of myself walking into the arena and looking at it for the first time just to see how I react. Because I have no clue.
That would actually be pretty cool. Some reaction videos for Instagram. We might have to see if we can't work that out.
We can definitely work that out. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, be there. It's going to be awesome. 25th anniversary, 25 years. That the show is actually older than some of the wrestlers that's on it.
A good bit of the wrestlers that are on it, actually, I would think. Yeah.
Also, before real quick, this week on the AIWF network, every single night, there will be something special to get ready for Deal with Steel. So tonight we had your show, Matt. Tomorrow, that's why you said it, 1998, Deal with the Steel will be on the AIWF network Facebook. So if you don't have Roku, you have a chance to actually watch that on Facebook tomorrow at 8 p.m.
And don't we have a couple episode or two of Mid-Atlantic Live? It's still in the can, or have those already?
Those are going to be put together into one beautiful episode.
Oh,
so yes. So
a megasode. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
we're the big take home episode. Yes.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that because there's a ton of great action on that. On that
Don Carson show.
Yes, absolutely. And you guys I'm telling you, keep your eye on Facebook. You are not going to want to miss that. It's going to be absolutely spectacular.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
Yeah, this whole week is going to be great.
Yep. Like, share, do all that kind of stuff, folks. It really helps us out. And it only takes like 2 seconds. All right. So anyway, all right, guys. So thank you everyone for watching. Again, we'll be on YouTube and podcast momentarily. And thanks everybody for tuning in on Facebook Live. For any other, I'm gonna give it. This is a special show. We're leading it, going home to Deal with the Steel. I will give it one more time for final comments. Or are we all good?
I'm good.
Yes.
I'm good to go. I'm ready for Saturday.
Yeah.
Phoenix 8-0 at the end of this week, and I'm calling. I'm telling you, baby.
Hey, no, all right.
Hey, Rick Diesel, what's going to take for me to get in the cage with him one of these years and see if I can?
No, I'm out. No,
hey, where you going? Where you going?
No, you don't want none
I
of
want to
that.
put that streak to the test. I mean, if he wants to be 9-0, I mean, I figure a win over Justin Flash would look pretty good.
We're gonna have to start watching this like an Undertaker streak,
As Jackie Anderson would say, him am not no more.
Hey, am not no more. Am not no more. The legend of the Ghost Rider that lives on to this day. It amazes him. When I see him to this day, I'll start quoting lines to him, and he just thinks that's amazing that I can still remember that. And I think it is too, because I had a lot of fun back in those days. So anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. For Commissioner Rick Diesel, for AIWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion Kevin Phoenix, for Justin Flash and that mysterious stranger in the background there, I am Mad Matt Carter.
Future Flash.
Flash Jr. Say thank you for joining us. We'll see you deal with the steel on Saturday night, and we'll see you right back here next Monday night at 7 p.m. fans for more Ringside Wrestling. And until then, so long for now.
See y'all.